Good. No, as I was saying, like, I wanted to create my dream visitor looking like a big orc, but you couldn't pick orc, and I was so upset.
We
I
should
don't think you can't
probably
even pick half orc.
mention that we're talking about Baldur's Gate 3 here before people get confused.
Yes, where you can
Um,
pick your character.
I actually haven't seen an orc
Oh,
yet on
yeah,
Act 1. Like, I've seen.
no,
I
but
mean, there's the first one, like, in the beginning, you see the GIF, whatever. They look like orcs, but they're not.
yes,
And I've seen, like, tieflings,
yes.
I've seen goblins, I've seen gnomes, I've seen. Actually, I'm not sure if I've seen elves. I don't remember either.
I've seen this
And
one.
I've seen humans, of course, but I think that's
Mm.
about it. Oh, I've seen like the monsters like kobolds and gnolls too.
Yeah, but yeah, Halsin is an elf, and so is that. Were they a drow? I get. Are they not
Yes,
supposed to be elves? Are they like?
they are. They are elves. There are a type of elf. Like there's the high elf, the wood elf, and the drow elves. I think. And yes, I've seen drows as well. I forgot.
Dude, I because you know that drow in the goblin base camp, whatever. Like, I play as a wood elf, right? And when I met her the first time, she has roasted my appearance. And then I meet other people who roast my appearance because I'm a wood elf.
Yes.
And I'm like, and I mean, I can show you later how my main character looks. And she's not ugly, okay? I take great pride in creating very beautiful female main character. Because as you
Mm.
know, my wish is to, as I said before, to become a woman. But
Yes.
seriously, like this, everyone roasts me. But then I try to go up to her playing Shadowheart, who's a half elf, and she says the same thing, like, "Oh, you're ugly." And I guess, I mean, the main consensus, I don't know what you feel, is that Shadowheart is not ugly. So I think it's just Drow that is a fucking racist or something. But you know, I guess what they're supposed to be like.
Yes, I do think they're racist, but I don't even know, dude. Like Shadowheart's style is kind of all over the place. I really like her voice actress.
Yeah.
I love her voice,
Oh yeah, it's
but
so good.
but yeah, her appearance is like, yeah, she's pretty, but she's not like oh my god, she's made to be pretty, you know?
Lasella is the prettiest one. She's so beautiful.
Who? The gift, whatever, the arc looking thing.
Yeah.
I couldn't even invite
Yes.
her. I mean, I could have, but I didn't because Shadowheart told me not to, and I'm trying to bang Shadowheart. So,
Oh man. So she's not in your party?
no, cause I was gonna like
Oh,
send
okay.
her
Oh,
to the camp, and Shadowheart was like, nah. So I basically had to nah, you know.
okay. You, I think, dude, you just lost like 25% of the game, I think, or something like this. Yes. And
Nah,
if you don't have her, you have
cause
okay, fine, fine, okay.
I've got the map to the crash, whatever. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Like I've got the map
Yes.
that it's dropped from the one of the guards. I'm not sure if it's a guard,
Hmm.
but one of the people who are with her. And so I know where the thing is. And I mean, to be honest, I don't even want to lose the Illithid powers. Like they're good, you know, they're helping. So why the fuck would I lose them? I'm probably gonna regret it later, but they're useful right now.
Yes. I mean, to be fair, in a way, it's good when you pick because you can pick so much and still complete the game, so you don't get locked out, right? So I mean, to be fair, don't worry about it, I guess, but just know that there's a lot of content you have now missed. Yes,
I
because
mean,
I felt like if I was in this, just so you know. But I mean, as I
I
said, like
can
you get to
literally still
complete the
do
game, so
it, you
don't worry
know?
about
I can literally still do it because
it.
she
Okay.
stays on the bridge. So I could go there. But if I did, I would lose approval of Shadowheart, and I don't want to do that right now. And like, I don't think it's a big deal because I'm probably
Okay.
gonna play the game again later. Uh, I'm kind of like
Oh
I
yeah.
should have mentioned this. I'm playing a wizard, and like wizards
Mm.
are cool and all, and I love wizards. But in this game, it's really fucking annoying how I'm so limited by my spell slots, and I don't feel like my
Yes.
cantrips do enough. So I would probably, if I were to play again, play either as a warlock, so I can have like more powerful cantrips, or play as a paladin, just so I can like role play as this very racist human, which is something that everyone needs to do when they're playing a fantasy game. Um, so yeah, I'm planning on playing it again because the game is pretty fun.
No, I'm gonna. Here's the thing. I might go as a paladin next because I'm gonna start replaying probably tomorrow because I got. Again, not spoiling anything, so don't worry. But I got the bad end or one of the bad ends, sort of. So now I'm replaying earlier, so I get the good end, so to say. Because and also there are multiple fucking endings to this game, so the like me saying that is like more vague. It's so fucking vague. But anyway, what my point there being, and so when I replay it, start replaying it tomorrow after I uninstalled Starfield, I'm going to. I'm gonna play 5 more minutes of Starfield to get to the point I told you about. But I'm
Yeah.
just set on this track. I will probably play as a bard again because it's so much fun. And I get to play. I am an artist now. I get to play as an artist. It's great. I love it. Like the artist is a good guy for once, because in mainstream media they're not anymore, are we? So now I get to believe me, the fucking artist. That you know,
Don't
and
you
it's also so
just
funny
lie
because
and cheat as a bard?
yes,
How are you good then?
yes, it's great.
How are you good then?
No, no, no. I'm a. We talked about this. I made a claim. This was off stream in one of our talks before. I made a claim that you can be a sophist and still be a good person if you know objectively what is good. So that was sort of the point I'm making. So I'm playing as a good sophist. I'm still an
Uh,
asshole, don't worry, but I know what's good because I'm the main character. Okay, I
I
am the main
see.
character. I know what's good for you, and you do not know what's good for you. I know what's good for you. But anyway, the thing is that I will probably play as a tiefling this time, and then
Oh
actually
right.
look at walkthroughs to see what I missed.
I kind of
Because
always
that seems
forget
really
about
cool. I like,
tieflings.
yeah, they look pretty cool. So
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, I'll play as a tiefling.
they actually look pretty hot because they're from
Yeah, true.
hell. But yes.
Also, I think I told you this, but just so you know, but you probably, or no, no, you know what? Fuck it, I'm not gonna say that because it's too close to spoiler territory.
Thank you.
But so let's switch to Starfield instead,
Okay.
because I want
You can spoil
I need
me
to
as much
play
as you
this
want of
Star
Starfield.
Starfield. Yes. Okay. So first of all, there's no tension in that goddamn game. You start off in this world and you don't know anything about yourself, and it's like, okay, cool. So then I was like, okay, should I just pretend to be me? And then that doesn't really work either because you don't get to pick, like, sort of, but so they fine, it's sort of there, but it's like no tension, it's just this world and there's nothing there. Like, sure, there are people in the world and you can go places, but there's nothing there. Like, there's no tension, no story. So so on the plane to Japan, I was playing this game,
Mhm.
and and I played like 2 hours, and because Mr. Matty plays, which is I don't know if you know about him, but he's a very famous Fallout. He started as a Fallout YouTuber, and then when Fallout 4 came out, and I was watching him before Fallout 4 came out, so it's probably one of my oldest sub channel I have.
Mhm.
He got really big, and because everyone knew about him at that point, because he was very big then, and he said when he played Starfield that just play through the main quest, okay? Play through it for some hours, and then it gets good. And so I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, I had bought the game, right? So I was like, cool, I'll just play it.
Mhm.
And nothing happens, nothing happens. Stealth is beyond broken, by the way. And I like to play stealth, a
Good
stealth character.
or bad?
As the
Good
first,
or bad broken? Because broken can be overpowered, or is it broken like it's buggy?
okay, so that's the thing. I might take an L on this. It might be that the stealth is too hard and I'm too retarded to understand how it works, or it's too broken, so it's not fun at all.
Mhm.
Because it's like, you take one step and the people immediately see you. And it's like, I mean, come on, like, I have no chance. And then it stops being fun. So like, I just started pointing like, okay, fuck it. And then I just took a shotgun and just killed everything, reloaded, and then I got into that Doom mode, and it's just not even fun Doom. I was like, okay, cool. My side character, like my companion, almost died. And then I just pushed through, and I got to this point where it's like, okay, now is the reveal, which I'm at now. And then I closed the game. And then
The
I
one you
started
told me
arguing on
before?
Twitter about it. Yeah, which I'm gonna get to, but I can sort of talk anyway. The point, the gist of it here, so no one finds my Twitter handle. Not kidding, no, but seriously, I was talking to this guy on Twitter, and then I said, "Hey, this game has no tension, therefore no story." And I made the point I made, I think, 2 episodes ago on this podcast, whatever you want to call what we're doing, but stream podcast, whatever. So 2 episodes ago, I made a claim about tension in stories, and we talked about this. And it's essentially the same claim I made, that if you have no tension, you have no story. And then this guy said, "Oh, I'm going to spoil you. Actually, there is a story. You just go into a time loop. You can reset yourself and go back in time to the start of the game if you want. And then, so you can replay it indefinitely," he said. But then here's the problem. Why would I want to do that to myself? It's horrible. Should I just be bored? Is that the thing? Just mediocrity, like less than mid for like 5 hours at a time forever? That sounds horrible.
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem with time loops, right? Uh, the reason you want a time loop, in my opinion, and I'm kind of an expert in time loops, but
Actually, that's why
the,
I wanted to hear your opinion on this, because I know that that's like, you know, I don't know, expertise, whatever you want to call it, right? But I wanted to actually hear your opinion on this.
yes, so the reason you want a time loop is like just take a situation in real life, right? And you, as you go through your life, you make many decisions, many of which you regret, and you wish
Yes.
that you could go back in time and redo them, and that's
Yes.
obviously
Yes.
not
Yes.
possible
Yes.
in real life. But in a story, you can have the character go back and then remake the decisions with the information of the consequences of the decisions he took before. So he can either choose to take the same path or branch that path, making decisions that are more uh, that he has more information on. So he essentially has like foresight into the future. He knows what's going to happen, and that can make for very good storytelling. Storytelling by way of having uh, the character slowly reveal more and more information about a very complex situation, which seemed simple at first, but requires like many retries to get to the full story. And the problem is that if you don't make the loop itself not necessarily pleasant, but at least interesting, then what you have in your hands is just like a chore, right? You have to go again and again to do the same things that you didn't enjoy doing at first.
Yes.
And of course, that's
Yes.
never going to be fun for anyone. So it's like very much like a double-edged sword. You have to like it amplifies whatever your story is. If your story is good, time loops are going to make it better. If your story is bad, they're gonna make it
Yeah,
worse.
that's such a good point.
And
Yeah, can I
I
actually, because that's such a good point. Because can I ask? Because I really want you to elaborate on that point, because that's a really interesting point. That if you put in a time loop in the story, then necessarily this will force the whatever's in the story to be amplified. Do you mean like the tension, like the themes, everything, or just certain parts of it?
I mean like
Sorry for interrupting, but I find that concept really interesting. I haven't thought about it before.
you can like use it as an analogy. For example, say you've read a book which was really good,
Mm-hmm.
and not a time loop
Yes.
book, just a book that was really good, but it was really difficult as well because there was a lot of things going on, and you couldn't really get everything. But you still enjoyed the book,
Mm.
and you think you mostly understood it, and then like 1 year later you decided to reread it, and on your second reading you realize a lot of things that you didn't realize on your first reading. uh, that's what I think
Mm-hmm.
is
Okay.
best about a time loop story. It's that it sort of uh, it presents you with a story that is complex enough that it can keep you interested, but it also allows you to go through the story again, and on the second playthrough or the second reading, in the analogy, you learn more about it than you did at first, and it's comparable to how you would only really read a book again if you liked it at first, right? You wouldn't read a book again if you didn't enjoy reading it for the first time. So the reason that uh, you would like to read the book again is because you enjoyed it the first time. So
Mhm.
the same is applicable to the time loop. You wouldn't want to play the game again, or you wouldn't go through the story again if you didn't enjoy it the first time.
I yeah, no, I agree with all of that actually, because you can hear me still, all right? Because I had to switch out some internet. But anyway,
Yes.
internet settings. But anyway, yes, because here's the thing with Starfield, right? Is that, and it's such a shame because I'm more disappointed. That's the thing because I know Bethesda can create good stories because some of the stories in Bethesda games are fucking amazing. And Fallout 4 is a testament to this because the main story about the husband and the wife, right, and the child that goes missing, the, that's the thing. Why couldn't they just had something like that in Starfield? Because then at least I'm like, oh shit, my wife is dead, or oh shit, my husband is dead, like, or my something like that, right? Or it could be a shadowed friend or something. What, like something like that, because then I feel invested. Because if they die or something, you get where I'm going with this, or there's some horrible attack or something.
Does
But maybe
Starfield
that's
not
what happens
have
in Starfield.
like what is the grand narrative in Starfield? Like as the main character, what is your goal? Because of course you have one, right? Like you, there's an end to the
Okay,
game, I suppose.
okay. So this is if I'm okay. So you start the game by that you're on a mining colony, and then you find some weird ruin or something, and then something happens when you touch it. But here's the thing: my game glitched out when that happened, so I don't know what my main character saw. And then everyone's like, and then everyone was like, "Oh my god, that's so strange. What happened to you?" And I'm like, "What? What? Did something happen?" Because I didn't think anything happened to me.
I don't know
Because I thought it
either.
was like, okay, this is a weird glitch. Yeah, then you get the options in the game to talk about what happened, and I'm like, I didn't see what happened. And then like everyone's like, oh my god, that's so cool, Starborn. And they didn't say Starborn, but they started saying like, oh my god, this is so cool. And then like I have to go on this mission to find these
You
artifacts.
are
That's the main
the
plot.
Starborn, who's Roda.
Yes, yeah, that's the thing. It's I thought it was a joke at first. Like, okay, they're being a little it's just 4chan being a little 4chany. But then it's like, ah fuck, they're actually it's true, you're at Starport. That's so dumb. And then like anyway, the grand narrative is like you have these I think you haven't gotten this part, like we have colonized other planets, other star systems, and Earth is fucked. That's essentially that story. But you yourself have no story, no background, nothing.
Hmm.
You're no one. And it's like then but the only thing that saved it a little is that you can pick like traits in the start of the game, and one of the traits you can pick is parents, so you can actually have
Hmm.
parents in the game, which was cool. I like that, and it kind of wholesome. They made it
That
really well. It's like wholesome because your
that's kind of
parents are
funny
there
too,
like
because you
yeah, yeah,
cannot.
it is.
That means that
Right.
you can only pick your parents if you don't choose other traits. So basically, what you're saying is you have to trade your parents to something, some other ability that you could have.
Yes, yeah, it's interesting that way, hey. But my point had
Yes.
being is that, but it's actually really wholesome. Like the parents are like, standard parent. Like, I mean, standards. You get like the standard supportive parents who are a little, oh, we should probably go on more vacations. So it is cool to have them there because they bring a cool dynamic.
Hmm.
But other than that, it's like I have no lover, no friends, nothing.
Hmm.
And it's like, okay, why do I care about this universe? Because that's the point. I don't give a fuck about this universe at all. Because I mean, if let's say I play this game now, right? And if another 5 minutes, I can imagine a scenario that when I touch and because you get all the artifacts immediately in the game 5 hours in. So I can imagine that, okay, I'm going to put all the artifacts together, and then this other weird people, you kind of hear about them come and attack like New Atlantis or something, which is the main city. And then they take over, and then the time loop happens. But then it's like, why do I care if they attack? I don't know who these people are. They might be the good people. You know, I have no ties to this city. I
Yes.
mean, if they kill my parents, I would kind of feel a little bad. But you know, I haven't had the time to engage that much with them. But my point here being is that imagine Baldur's Gate 3, right? At least, say what you, at least, that game immediately tension. It's like you see this big fuck off ship killing everyone. Or not killing, but, abducting people. And then it's like, and then they show you, and that's so good in that game, that they
Yes.
show you, like if you go into the room where you save, you need some kind of stone to save Shadowheart from her pod. And if you go into that room, you see this woman turn into a mind flayer. And it's not like
Yes.
super horrifying, but it's
Actually,
sort of, and that's so good storytelling because they show you and not tell you what's going to happen to you. And that's like, oh, fuck, that's actually pretty. It's not super disturbing, but it's like sort of disturbing, if you know what I mean. Like, I didn't
actually,
start screaming like a little girl or something.
I actually pressed the button to turn the person into an elephant because I didn't know what the button did. So I just pressed it, and then
Hmm.
I later read the description of the button, and the description of the button was like ascend or something, because that's what the elephants think they're doing to the people, right? They're making them ascend. Uh, but
Yes.
yeah, I found it like I really like. I mean, there are problems with Baldur's Gate too. Uh, I should say at least, because like the movement is so annoying, especially around traps. Uh, like the way
Mm-hmm.
you have to make your party move one by one through traps, because otherwise they just keep triggering them by themselves and
Mm.
going back into like poisonous clouds and stuff by themselves. It's quite
Now, I need to
annoying.
ask for clarification. Are you talking about Baldur's Gate 2 or Baldur's Gate 3 now?
3. I said Baldur's Gate 2, but I
Okay.
was saying Baldur's Gate as well. That's what I meant.
So gaslighting everyone. Good on you, man. Whoa,
What?
whoa, good. I thought you liked Jordan Peter. I'm just messing with you. Go
I
on with telling us about the traps.
um I think that's how I wanted to say about it. There's also other things that are annoying, but none come to mind right now. It's a pretty good game, and
Yeah,
I only bring it up because I don't want to like make it seem as if Baldur's Gate 3 is like the best game ever. It's just like a very good game.
yeah. The thing is that it feels so bad because the two contenders, or the three contenders you would have to beat for me would have to be Cyberpunk, then Life is Strange, and New Vegas.
You actually like
It already
Cyberpunk
beat
that
them
much,
twice.
huh?
Yeah, I told you I like this setting. This is and that's the next point, right? That the reason I guess I like New Vegas, and it's easier to talk about New Vegas and Cyberpunk because it's kind of similar. Life is Strange is more, very modernism, very contemporary in our world, right? Whereas those two are not.
Mm-hmm.
It's a setting, right, that I prefer more in those games, which then because you can look at something and kind of sort of figure out if it's objectively good, like a story is objectively good, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that where something goes up over 8 for me is personal preferences, right? So New Vegas and Cyberpunk, why they go over 8 for me is because it's the setting is so good. And Baldur's Gate's 3 setting, it's fine, don't get me wrong, but it's not my preferred setting. Although
Mm-hmm.
but I won't need to think about it. I will see because here's the thing. It all depends on this other ending I told you about that I'm going to play now, the good ending, to
Mm-hmm.
see how it is, because they need to stick the landing on the ending, and I don't know if they will because I haven't
I
played it, the ending, like the true ending yet.
I suspect they will. Probably because, like, I mean, from
I
what
think it
I've
will be
played,
really weird.
the story so far seems pretty good. Uh, And
Yeah,
I don't know what kind of ending you got, but I suspect that. Um,
as I said, I got one of the bad endings, or like
would you say
bad. I don't
that?
know how to say.
Would you say you deserved it?
I would say I chose it.
Really? Um,
Yeah.
then how is it bad then?
No, because I said it's not that. Okay, let's say
How
that
were
I
you
only played
playing?
that was like a canon ending.
What is what was the
No,
directive of the character that you're playing as? Like, were you trying to be the I'm not sure. Were you evil? Were you being like a? You said you were an asshole, right? But good.
yeah, like yeah, essentially kind but not nice, essentially.
And was the ending that you got a consequence of that, like, directive?
Yeah, yeah, yes, exactly. Like I would actually, it's a good point that you brought up. Like I felt like this would have been my ending, but the problem is not necessarily the writing, but the how to say the incorporation of all choices that it couldn't add to the ending. What I mean with that is that there is a thing that I felt, okay, this is what you're able to do if I pick this choice. But then when I picked the choice, I couldn't do that,
Mm.
which is weird because I was like, this should be here. And then I was like, okay, these are the cards I have left. This is what I will do. And then I got the sort of, I wouldn't say it's sort of a bittersweet ending that I got. So it is a bad ending, but it's like bittersweet. It's like, oh yeah, sure, I see where you're going with it. Like the point is that there's certain keynotes with that ending that were not there at all, and they
Is
should
it
have been there.
is it possible that you missed something, which would have allowed you to get the ending that you wanted? Maybe.
It's possible, but so I will replay the good ending, or like replay so I get the sort of good ending, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever you want to call whatever, like lawfully good ending. I don't know what to call it, but then I will look at walkthroughs and see, okay, is there something I missed? Could I have done this and that? And then it might have been because then that would have been my ending. Because in my head, I know what I would have done, but I can, and like as I said, I can't say that to you now. We can talk about it when you
Yes.
finish the game. Then I can obviously tell you, okay, this is what I would have done if
We've.
I had full
I'll.
free range of the
I'll.
whole game.
I'll probably have finished the game by next week. Then we can talk about it if you want.
Yeah, cool. No, because as I said, it will be interesting to hear if what I'm saying makes sense. But it might also be this word I'm saying is not a spoiler, don't worry. But it's like it might just be a cope. Sort of when you finish a manga that doesn't end the way you want. Sort of. Not actually. This is not an attack. It's not an attack on you. It's not an attack on you. Okay, it's not an attack on you. I also read mangas
I
in the way I wanted to, but
I
you know
don't
what I mean,
care,
though.
and I
Like,
also don't think that it's comparable because you still like Baldur's Gate. Whilst for me, the ending of Attack on Titan completely ruined it for me. So I don't think it's comparable.
yeah, so it's. I mean, it is possible that you finish Baldur's Gate 3 and then like, oh yeah, this ending sucks, and maybe you get the same ending as I did, and you're like, oh, whoa, this sucks. But let me say this: that if the ending I got is the ending that sticks, that's the canon ending, so to say, I would still say it's like then I would feel like the Breaking Bad ending I always talk about, but because it's such a good example, right? It's one of where I can't argue against it. You know, I can say
Mm-hmm.
I didn't prefer this, but objectively and functionally within the story, all these beats make sense. All of them
Mm-hmm.
make sense. I can't argue against them.
Have you seen the trailer, by the way, of like the fake trailer to Breaking Bad 2?
No, I haven't. Send it to me after. I want to see it.
It's really good because it plays a lot on the ending, and I'm sure that you'll like it.
Yeah. But anyway, the thing what I wanted to say too, right, that I really like about Baldur's Gate 3 is that, as I said too, is that your actions do have consequences.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love that so much. And there's just, here's the thing that pulls it down half a point for me is that entirety of the game is that there's one part of the game that drags. It drags. like a lot. Where it's like almost like I'm looking at my watch and like this could have been 5 hours less, or something more interesting could have happened.
Uh,
It was it
just so out
sucked.
of curiosity, because I told you before that I saw a streamer playing a game that might have been Baldur's Gate 3, like I'm not sure when it was, but it was probably like a year and a half ago, maybe. And he did complain about a section of the game which was like controlling an army or something. So is this what you're referring to, or is that something else?
Controlling an army.
Yes.
Oh, no comment. I can't answer that.
I mean, you
You
can
will
just
see what.
say you can just say yes or no.
No. It's not that part. It's not that part.
Okay, just uh, so I
It's
was
you will
informed.
you will see what I mean.
Okay,
But also, no, I'm just gonna let you play. I'm not gonna spoil it. I want to see if you fuck up at one major point where I almost fucked up completely. So,
I should say that
uh,
unlike you, I quite like this kind of setting, like fantasy, magic, like sword and sorcery stuff. So there is a good chance that I will enjoy Baldur's Gate even more than you did. And you said
hmm,
like Baldur's Gate lost half a point. What's your score to the game then?
hmm. Gun to my head right now, 8.6
Uh-huh.
out of 10.
Okay. And for
And for
comparison, what's
reference,
Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk is 8.7, and then New Vegas is something like almost a 9, and then
Mhm.
Life is Strange, which is just beneath it, 8.8. So there, that's sort of the line I have in my head.
So Life is Strange is like the best game ever.
Life is Strange is 8.8, New Vegas is 8.9, Cyberpunk is like 8.7.
I see. Okay. Got it. What is Fallout 3 and 4?
Fallout 3, here's the thing. Here, I can't be a hypocrite. It used to be probably maybe an 8, but now it's a 7 because it's unplayable now. You can't play Fallout 3. It's an unplayable game. You literally can't play it anymore because like it's such old, like well, everything is so old.
Uh-huh. I mean, you can probably still play it as long as you close your eyes. But yeah.
Exactly right.
I mean,
And then
I
Fallout.
played Fallout 3 maybe like 5 years ago, and it was
Hmm.
ugly, but it's playable. And I mean,
But it
New
crashes for
Vegas
me all the
is
time.
yes. You have to like install a lot of mods to make it work.
Hmm.
But yes, and I mean, New Vegas is still fucking ugly. It's not much prettier than Fallout 3.
It's not the prettiness I'm talking about though. It's the functional. Like I can't play something that crashes all the time.
Mm. I mean, I guess
That's more what I meant.
I didn't have the same experience as you. In Fallout 4?
Ooh, that would be 8.2 or something. Yes,
Oh,
8.2.
I see. Okay. Yeah, that's.
Uh, but then you also have like other games that are
Oh,
like lower. Like
where's Harry Potter, the transphobic game?
oh, the transphobic game.
Hmm.
I would put it just beneath Fallout 4 probably,
Oh,
like
okay.
towards an 8, just over an 8.
Do you
So it's like
ever
one of these games.
give a game more than 8 or less than 8?
Yes, for example, that horrible game, or that boring game like Starfield. That's one of them, right? But I know,
Mhm.
but then you also have, but seriously, you have this game called The Outer Worlds, which is an Obsidian game. That
Yeah.
game is a 5
Uh-huh.
or less. Or no, I would say almost less than a 5. It's barely a 5. It's not a good game at all. And then you have. I was thinking, like, is there any other game I would like say I really fucking hate, or like that like I was like, okay, this is just a boring game. That's the thing. I'm very careful with what games I play, so this rarely happens to me. You know.
Mhm.
But I would say like the old Zelda games that were on Game Boy. There are two of them that are they're not good at all. Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Storms, I think they're called.
Huh.
They're not good games.
I mean,
They're on the
the
Game Boy, and
names don't bring
they're
up anything in my mind. Uh, I don't know anything about those games, but yes. But like, how much of a gamer are you? Because I know you say a lot of slurs and stuff, but how many games do you play usually?
I'm usually like that's the thing. I only play like role playing games mostly. Like these big fuck off role playing games, like the Harry Potter game, like Fallout and stuff. The only other game I played recently was Faith, which is this. It's really good. It's like this old Atari graphic game, sort of. He made it in that style, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you play as a priest trying to stop a cult, trying to like this cult of worshippers yeah, you get the idea.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really good. That's like the only recent game I played that wasn't like a role playing game. I really
I
liked
see.
it. And then Limbo is also a really good game.
Mm-hmm.
That would give like a 7 for the simple fact that I don't know. The problem with Limbo, right? Have you played it?
No.
The problem with Limbo is that it's a very you have to be in the right mood for it because it's really, really tragic. That game. It's like yeah, I can just give you the plot. It's about a kid traveling through hell to find his dead sister.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like 8. It's like an 8-year-old kid or something, and his sister's 5. And it's like, oh, you play it, you go like, oh, that's so, like it's you
I can
feel
imagine
so
that.
bad for this kid. It's like, and the guy, I was actually talking to my best friend about this, the guy I tell you about sometimes, about it before I left for Japan, and we both agree like the ending of that game is just on point. It's one of those like when they just it just slaps. Like the
Mm-hmm.
guy knew, or the team behind it, they just knew when you end the game or you end the story, and it was just fantastic to see. But it's like you have
Let
to
me
be in the
guess.
right
They
right
killed the main
place.
character.
No, like do you
No?
care? Can I tell you what happens?
I mean, I don't, but I was just thinking, what other ending does Gagger like a lot? Then I thought about Breaking Bad, and that's the ending of Breaking Bad, so I guessed that's probably the same ending as Limbo.
No, okay. So Limbo is essentially like a 2D platformer, right? And you kind of do puzzles and stuff, and it's like grayscale the entire game,
Mm-hmm.
and it's silhouettes and shadows. And every time you see the sister in the game, she's like sort of sitting and singing to herself with like these butterflies coming next to her, and there's like flowers. It's like really, and then I don't think it's hell now when I think about it. It's actually limbo, which why they would name it that, right? But so it's
Yes.
not really. So it's the limbo, but it's still hell, sort of. So it's this contrast of these horrific things you see, and then like this little girl sitting and singing in
Mm-hmm.
this meadow, sort of little meadow. And then, but every time you try to get close to her, a trap sets and you go further down in hell. And it keeps doing that until like you finally, because you get haunted or stalked by this big spider, which I guess is it's some manifestation of something I can't really think of right now, grief probably or something, and it keeps stalking you, and but then you finally kill
Is it
this
not
fucking thing.
is it not sin? Because that makes more
It could,
sense to me. Because you're trying to basically revive your dead sister, is what's happening. And you
yes,
probably shouldn't do that. Because what's dead should stay dead. So I guess every time
yeah,
you try to get closer to your sister who's dead, you're probably getting pulled down by sin, and that's the spider, if I have to guess.
it could be that. I haven't. It's a good guess, as any. But anyway, yeah, like this spider, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you beat the spider finally. And then you kind of go up where you see your sister standing. And then she just stands up because she hears your voice. And then it ends. And I'm like, that's a great ending. because it knows when to end. So it's not like, oh my god, so heartfelt, we get to find each other again. It's more like, this is
How do
the
you
end.
know
Like,
that the spider doesn't show up again and you don't?
it's that it's that like it's I think you
Oh,
how is
okay.
I you crush it with a big machine or something. Like you can see this is a dead spider. Like this spider is no more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So that's but as I said, like it's
For
very like
comparison,
if you
what do you think about the ending of Inception?
ooh Inception. That's a good one. I I sort of like it. I like it because it makes you think, and then if you have paid attention throughout the whole movie, you know what happens at the end.
Wait, what?
So
Because now you're putting me in the spot here because I thought the point was that you can't know, although you probably think
I mean,
it's
you
false.
can't. No, no, no. Here's the thing. You remember that they have totems, right? To prove if
Yes.
they're in a dream or not.
Yes.
What is? And just answer me this. It's fine if you don't really remember because it's been a while since that movie came out, and I don't know since the last time you watched it. But what is Leonardo DiCaprio's totem?
It's a spinning top, and the way that he knows it's real is he stops spinning after a certain period of time, and he knows how much time it takes. But in the end of the movie, he spins the top and he goes to meet his children without looking at the spinning top stopping. So by the end, you don't know if the meaning of him and his children is real or if he's actually essentially quote unquote down in his mental basement and he's now going to see the face of his children not as they are but as how he imagines it. uh, that's how I took the ending to be, but I guess you
No,
think differently.
here's the thing, and I might. It's been a while since I saw it, so if these details are wrong, I'm ready to take the L. But my recollection is that you don't tell other people what your totem is. The totem, you don't tell anyone what it is. It's just only you know what the totem is. That spinning top is not Leonardo DiCaprio's totem. It's his wife's totem.
Yes,
His totem.
but
No, no, listen, listen.
he okay, go ahead.
No, his totem is his wedding ring because every time he's in a dream, he has a wedding ring on. Every time he's outside the dream, he has no wedding ring on.
Huh.
Sorry, I said that really loud. I meant wedding ring.
Yeah, no,
There
I
we
got
go.
it. I got it.
So yeah, but anyway, and in the end, when he spins it, he has no wedding ring.
Hmm. That's interesting. Um,
Yeah, I did not catch that until someone. It was my friend who sent that due to a YouTube video to me, like this one, like 2 years or 1 year after it came out, where she showed, oh look, and then they showed that. So
okay.
it's a theory. She might be wrong. Just
Okay,
say,
I feel
just
like
for
that's too subtle, though. I feel like that's too subtle. Like you don't get points for making a clue that's subtle about the ending because the ending is actually kind of a big deal, and the way that you present the ending is for it to be ambiguous, and everyone who watched it is going to leave the theater thinking, huh, I wonder if it was real or not. And maybe some people are gonna be certain that it's real, and some are gonna be certain that it's fake. But they won't have good reasons for it. They're just gonna imagine that. Uh, and if your goal was to reveal that subtly, I think you failed because that's way too subtle. Like, not enough people are going to like. Yeah, I mean, you didn't catch that. I didn't catch that. I'm pretty sure that whoever sent you this video didn't catch that because they had to see the video to catch it. So maybe I guess I'm trying to say that if that's the intent of the writer, it's not a good execution.
I mean, I disagree because for one, we don't. Oh, that's oh man, I ruined my bracelet. That's so sad. Uh, I got this when I was like 15 or something. Oh, anyway, what I was gonna say is that the the nod with the wedding ring, it could be. I mean, it's subtle because Leonardo DiCaprio never says what his totem is in the movie.
Mhm.
So this is like something you have to figure out yourself and think. So it might be that the ring isn't his totem and it's still a ring. But that's a theory I go.
I thought, like, I guess I'm wrong, but I thought that he stopped using his original totem to use the spinning top as his totem. Um, but I guess that was wrong.
It could be that because here's the thing: I haven't seen it in a while too, so it might be that, and I'm like, oh shit, I was wrong.
Mhm.
But to be fair about Inception's ending, I sort of liked it. But that isn't one of Christopher Nolan's best movies. I think his best movie is Memento. No, not Memento. Sorry. What is it called? Oh my, the one with the Prestige. That's his best movie.
The Prestige is that of the two magicians,
Yes,
or
it's so good. Like, yeah, I got fooled by that movie.
huh?
I got so fooled by that movie. I was like, oh damn, I got fooled. Like at the end, when it's like I was as fooled as Hugh Jackman. I was Hugh Jack. I was. He's literally me, man. He's literally me.
Mm, that's a good person to
Yeah.
be, I guess. But I mean, I
Yeah.
actually quite liked Inception, to be honest. I suppose that's I mean, I've seen a lot of people basically say that Inception is essentially too ambitious or some kind of variation of that. And I disagree
Okay.
completely. I actually enjoyed the movie a lot. I think I've watched it twice, maybe three times, and I don't know, dude. Like the scene, because the first time I watched it, I basically didn't get what the fuck they were doing with the rich kid, the
Mm.
the Peaky Blinders guy. Don't remember his name.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize what they were doing, but once I
Cillian Murphy.
realized
Yeah.
it, yeah, Cillian Murphy. Once I realized like what they were doing, like flipping the script and inside his mind of what the memory of his father actually was, and essentially
Mm.
retelling the narrative in his head that his father actually loved him instead of basically hated him, and the reason he was disappointed in him was not because he didn't become like him, but because he tried to become like him. I actually found that really powerful as a message, and that just made the movie like very enjoyable to me. And I mean, it's just a fun movie. Otherwise, there's a lot of action. There's a lot of, I mean, that scene of the fucking town being bent to the power of the mind when
Mm.
DiCaprio is teaching the girl how to use how to design a dream. I mean, that sequence
Mm.
was pretty fun as well. So, yeah,
Mm.
I don't agree with people who think Inception is too ambitious or whatever. I think it's actually a very good movie.
I agree. I really like it. It's and as you said, like the message of like they tried to. To be fair, it's like mind control in a way. So I don't know how to feel about it. But then at the end of the day, it's like. But then we would have to get into to because we could. I don't really want to get into it right now because then we would have to go into very postmodern ideas, right? And Jordan Peterson tells me this is you shouldn't do that because it's evil and it makes me Luciferian and
Yes.
my father becomes a dragon that I have to slay or something. Point is that I sort of agree, although like gun to my head to kind of cut to the end why my argument then it would be like I objectively if it turned out to be better for him being like quote unquote mind controlled, I guess it's for the better. And if he becomes a better person from it, I guess it's better in that way.
Here's the thing,
But
though. The movie doesn't make it explicit that the things that they're saying is false. Like it's
mm,
implicit that the guy is not good, his father, but we only meet him through his memories, right? We only meet his father
no, one time.
through the memories of the dreamer, the Cillian Murphy.
Oh no, 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 you're right. No, you're right. You're right. I realize you're right. Yes, you're
So
right.
we
Yes, it
only
is. Only
we
the kid.
only get the perspective of the guy from the kid who feels snubbed and hated by his father. So maybe the kid is right and the father is like that and there's nothing redeemable about it, but it's also possible that they're just revealing a truth about the father that Cillian Murphy didn't catch, you know? So I wouldn't say it's mind control. It's more like um, they're showing something which might be a lie, but uh, there's no way to tell if it's a lie. You know, it's like when someone says, uh, a kid complains about his parents, and you don't know his parents. Maybe the kid is right to complain, but you still say, "Oh yeah, but they're your parents, so be good to them or whatever." Like it's not a lie when you say that. It's also not mind control. It's just you trying to use common sense to help someone and make sure that they don't dismiss a relationship which is important to them. Um, so yeah, I don't think it's mind control.
Um, so like agree to disagree on that point. I also didn't. I didn't. I heard. I lost like 25% of what you were saying, but I get it. Just sort of
Mm-hmm.
where you're going with it.
Okay.
But the
Oh,
thing is also that
we shouldn't get stuck in this topic. There was like, I know you don't have much time, and there was something that you wanted to say about Reddit or something, right?
uh, maybe far back, but it's gone. Yeah, yeah, no, no, no. Yes, sure. So this is actually interesting. It's we see how much time, but I think we can make some interesting points on this topic.
Okay.
So I went to get my hair cut here in Japan, right?
Right.
And so I figured, so I googled, hair salon or like hairdresser, couldn't find anything. So I had to like Google a very specific term to find one.
Barbershop.
So I go there and it looks really posh, the place, like really fancy. And I'm like, okay. And they don't speak that much English, maybe one or two words, which isn't their fault or anything. I'm the foreigner, right? So I
Yes.
asked them, okay, I want to get my haircut. I say haircut only, and then I show them my, the a profile picture I have and sort of how I want it, and they're like, oh, yeah, that's fine. So a woman, sits me down in a chair and starts cutting my hair. And then she starts talking about shampoo. And I'm like, and then I was like, okay, she wants to wash my hair, which is, I don't know how common that is in Brazil, but it does happen semi regularly in Sweden
It
that the
happens
hairdresser
like
wants to wash
every
your hair.
time. It happens every time
But
in Brazil.
I said, but she had already started cutting my hair, which is strange because you usually wash the hair before, you start cutting the hair.
Hmm.
As I was like, no, that's fine. Are you still there, by the way?
Yes, I'm here. I guess you didn't hear me, but I said
Hello?
that.
No,
Hello?
you're not.
What the fuck? I mean, I'm talking to you. Um, are you there, Gregor? It's voice connected.
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Hello?
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 Haha, hello, can you hear me? Oh shit. Hey, can you hear me? Hello? Gregor?
Hello? Can you
Hey,
hear me now?
I can. I always could. You couldn't hear me. Can you hear me now?
No. Yes, because I realized, okay, you're silent and I can't. Okay. So where did I end? Did I start asking you about the shampoo? Was that where
Uh,
I?
And I said to you that in Brazil it's very common for when you go cut your hair for them to wash your hair.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's semi-common in Sweden. It happens like maybe 50% of the time or something. So it's not like if it happens, it happens. But it was so weird because in Brazil they do that, right? They wash your hair before they cut it, right? Or do they do it
Uh,
after?
it could be both. And
Really?
actually, it's usually after actually,
Why?
because you have a lot of hair that gets basically stuck in your scalp and your head, and you need to wash it away.
Oh.
So if you don't, you'd have to take a shower as soon as you got home, because it would like stay in your scalp and get itchy and stuff because it's annoying. So they do that
Mm-hmm.
so you don't necessarily have to shower after cutting your hair.
Mm. Okay. No, because in Sweden they do it before, they don't do it after.
Mm-hmm.
Because and the reason because one of my friends used to work as a hairdresser, and she said that the reason they do that is because some people go in and they have really dirty hair and they don't want to touch it, so they want to be nice about it. And so like, oh, and sort of pretend, oh, you want to wash your hair? We can wash your hair. It's free.
I see. That's weird. I guess in Sweden, not showering is not abnormal. So
No, it's more. It doesn't happen that often. I think it's just that some people are slobs. You're always gonna have like one or two slobs in your society, right?
yes,
So I made it sound like there only exists two slobs in Sweden, and that's it. But anyway, and I'm both of them in different disguises, so it's fine. So here's the thing. So maybe as I said, like not weird, too weird, right? So she cuts my hair, and it's almost finished, and then she says shampoo, and then puts me, in the back, and then she starts. Then this and here's where I get to the trigger warning bullying, right? Because this woman that is, well, don't see what she looks like, but this girl that starts washing my hair, she puts like, can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, good, because now I have to ask, because, but anyway, she puts like washcloth over my eyes, so she can't see my eyes, which is okay. She probably wanted me to calm down or something. And then she starts washing my hair. And then, which is fine, right? I guess now when you explain it to me like that, it's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because I was also thinking that actually that they do it after to get out the other things from your hair. So anyway,
Mm-hmm.
but the thing is, like, this woman does speaks even less English than the first one, so it's
Mm-hmm.
really hard for me to understand. So she starts giving me directions that I don't understand at all because she says them in Japanese, right? And
Uh,
she sounds starts to sound more and more annoyed, but more in a playful way, right?
uh-huh.
And I can hear like the frustration in her voice. And I'm like, like that, So, and then she starts making fun of me because I said, asks me something. I said, or something like that. And then she just starts mimicking my voice. It goes like that.
Dude,
Then
I'm pretty sure
I'm like,
that some guys would pay extra for that. You know.
then I just start, and then I said, "Oh yeah, I don't speak well." I say, but even though I should have said I don't speak Japanese well, and I'm like holding my best to not like start getting red in my face, because it's
Mm-hmm.
like having people speak in a different language, giving you directions while you don't see what's going on in the room is. So
Yes.
she starts. Then she says, "Head massage, okay." And I'm like, okay. And she starts massaging my head. And I'm like, okay. And then she starts like, I don't know. She says like, very strong. And I'm like, okay. But she's touching my head. And I'm like, okay. And then they finish up. And then she says, very, and then she says, she dries my hair, and then I'm like in my mind, I'm like, okay, I don't know if it's like better or worse if this when I see this girl now, if she's attractive or not attractive, because I was just thinking that in my mind, because I'm fucking 5 years old, right?
Mm.
And then, but she was very attractive, and like
Uh-huh.
in my age too. But anyway, and then she, I say to the main hairdresser, who was an older lady, or like not old, that's mean. She was maybe, so that's a little mean to say,
Mm.
but so and then she kind of is also laughing and stuff, and then I just take out my like translator app from English to Japanese and say, I am very confused right now, but hopefully we get there in the end, I say. And then this older woman starts laughing, and then she just says loudly, so everyone in the barbershop can hear it, and she says, confused. And then this other girl just comes up and says, massage, okay? And then she comes up and starts massaging my shoulders. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Like, this is
Dude,
not
this
hard.
is. Are you sure this was a hair salon?
This, dude, no, yes, it was. Like, as I saw the reviews, and there was like people talking about how good they make the hair, like, and it was like women saying it too, and
Mhm.
like stuff like that. And it looked like a proper hairdressing salon, I'm sure. And then she starts massaging it. I'm like, okay. Then she says something, and then like the other woman kind of shoots her away, the older one, and she's like, oh, it sounds sad. And then I'm like thinking to myself, if she's flirting right now, this is like the worst time to do it because I am not scared or anything. I'm just confused because I'm like, because as I said, I didn't understand why they washed my hair until you just explained it to me.
Mhm.
And now it makes perfect fucking sense, right?
Uh-huh.
And then, I pay, and then, I walk out and I walk into the wrong place. I don't walk out the door. I walk into another room instead of walking out to just put the final nail in the coffin. And then I leave. And a very nice haircut, though. Very nice haircut. She was
The
really strong.
girl, the girl who asked you about the massage later, the one who was shooed away, was she hot as well?
That's the girl that washed my hair. She's really hot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you
Um,
you wasted your shot there, dude. She was totally
yes, I'm
into
pretty sure.
your
Yes,
like dumb foreigner roleplay.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Is this how is the price start? That's what's gonna happen. She's gonna slit my throat, and I'm in a barber shop world. It's me like with that fucking, that fucking surprise face, and it's all these girls everywhere. Like I got resurrected in a barbershop world that's located in this other dimension with a lot of witches and stuff. Oh no, here's another 15. No, you know what I'm getting at. My point here is
Yes.
that I was thinking, because this morning when I was taking a walk and I knew I was going to tell you this story, I was like, maybe maybe she wasn't flirting. I was thinking that. Maybe it was like something else. But then I thought about it. It's like, hey, wait a minute. If I swap the genders here, and there's like a girl going in, and there's these guys, cutting, and this happens. And then this girl tells me this story, and it's one of my friends. Then I would say, yeah, that guy was flirting with you. What are you retarded?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it was definitely flirting, but at the same time, I don't think it's necessarily always the case that swapping the genders is going to make things clearer because sometimes a girl doing something that a guy would doesn't have the same meaning, Um,
Well,
because
not all the time, but
girls,
at this time it was very helpful.
yes, this time it was the case that it's the same. But what does that have to do with Reddit, or was that something completely unrelated?
No, that was me joking about it. That if this had been a Reddit post, I would have put in trigger warning bullying, trigger warning sexual assault, trigger warning
Oh,
autism or something.
or you would have put like this didn't happen, because that's the sort of story that you read on Reddit and you're like, that sounds made up,
Yes. Yeah, and yeah, so that's my story about getting a haircut. And I'm no, that's the thing. But
Wait,
after
I,
it's
I
gonna
forgot to
say,
ask, how does your hair look? Does it look good?
yeah, as I said, she was really good, the hairdresser, the older woman,
Nice.
or sorry, again, the woman, the mature woman, that's just 10 years older than me. That's what I meant to say.
Hmm.
this woman, she she was a really good hairdresser. And to be fair, like they were really nice there, so I'm gonna give them a good, rating after, or like in a while, sort of when I don't forget it. They were really good. They were like friendly and stuff, and like they explained, they were very like this is how much it costs and stuff, So
Hmm.
they didn't like charge me a lot because that's the second reason why I was also so confused. I'm like, shit, is this gonna cost me more now? Because I got the fucking head massage and everything.
Yeah.
It was only my dignity, man.
Does the happy ending cost more?
Exactly right. No, here's the thing though, like that girl, she picked a complete wrong time to flirt with me because I was too confused. She could have literally walked like taken off all her clothes and stood there naked, and I would still be like, "This is probably what they do in Japan. This is probably normal. I'd had this in Japan. Yes, this is
Yes.
probably normal." Like so that's the thing though. But other than that, it's like that's the most culture shock I've gotten. Other than that, it's fine. But it's such a funny story. I
Can you
like the story.
understand? Cause I've every time I hear Japanese people speaking English, I have way too much trouble understand what they're saying because it doesn't sound like English to me. It sounds like another language that isn't either English or Japanese. Uh, do you have trouble hearing what they're saying?
No, I sort of get the gist of what they're saying. Like,
Huh.
we can because I point at stuff and sort of explain it, and that it's like fun, or it's fine. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
so but sometimes, sure, it's a little hard to understand. It's more inconsistent, if that makes sense. That they can speak perfectly some things and explain some things perfectly, and then they sort of look at you like, and you're like, oh shit, this is the part I didn't. This very vital part is the part I didn't know. But to be
Can
fair,
they
like,
can they hear your English well, or do they not understand it?
they tend to understand it. But I don't know. Like when I meet new people, generally I speak slower, so I think that's why they understand me better.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Yeah. So, and as you can hear, like I speak English pretty damn well, but sometimes I struggle too. But then you have like these apps where you can like translate and stuff. So I use that to sort
Mm-hmm.
of, you know, I just put it in text, and then we sort of get there at the end.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's but that whole thing was very funny to me.
Yeah. It was
But
funny to me as well. It sounded
good.
very. It sounded like a fucking comedy skit, you know.
Yeah, so like the thing is that this is why like I'm sometimes one of the reasons I fucking believe in God is because these things keep happening to me. Like sometimes it's like I can't tell this story because no one will believe me because
Mm-hmm.
it would be like no one is this retarded, you know. No one is this fucking autistically retarded. Not only retarded but also autistic, you know. So the thing is like the thing that gets me is that at the end I walk the wrong way to get out.
Yeah. That's
That's just that
the
is
the cherry on top.
yeah. But with that said, did I have I think no, I forgot it. I did have a final question for you, but I forgot it completely. But we can
You
talk
also
about
you also said you meant to talk about something involving sin.
yes, we can save that one for next time because it's
Okay.
a good topic
Mm-hmm.
and it deserves a long time because there's so many things would have to get through and different examples and stuff. Objective
Okay.
reality being one of them, right? But yeah, as I said, like take care, man.
All
And oh
right.
yeah, next time we talk, you will have finished. Hopefully, we'll have finished Baldur's Gate 3
Yes.
because oh man, there's one part I'm just waiting for it, and I know my friend who had finished the game was waiting for me to get to that part too. So there's one part of the game, and you know that it is one part that's so good, and everyone like if they know that you're playing the game, they're waiting for your reaction to that part. and
What
it's gonna
act
be
is it
great.
on?
But I don't want to say. I wanted to come straight out of left field for you.
Hmm. Okay. I mean, it's probably
But you
not on
can't
Act
miss.
1 since I am at the end, so it's either Act 2 or 3. I guess I'll have to not know, but I'm not sure what that changes.
But just but for reference, it's like one of the main, how to say, events, so you can't miss it. You
Okay.
know, it's impossible to miss. But also, just so you know, because this is something that's good to know, the final act of the game is the longest, which is great
Hmm. Is there
because I've been.
is there DLC announced for the game yet?
I mean, there will surely be, right? But they haven't announced anything yet, so
I
far as I
see.
know.
Okay, because I mean, it's a good game, so I want to play more of it. And since I've already
Mm.
finished Act 1, I guess I'm almost one third of the way done. Because you said Act 3 is longer. Uh, so
Mm.
I'm hoping that there's more to it later. Hopefully, when I finish, they announce the DLC then.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just surprised you rushed through it that fast. I'm like, did he find everything?
I mean, I found a lot. Like, I basically cleared the map. I'm not sure if, like, there's a couple of things that I haven't done yet, and I'm still technically in Act 1. Um, I'm currently playing. I shouldn't. I should have said that before because it's funny. But I've been playing through this conversation, and I'm getting my ass beat by this fucking machine on the forge. This adamantite
And I was about
machine.
to ask you. Yeah, I was about to ask you if you had gone to the Underdark because
Yes,
I was like, I was thinking, was had he even gone there yet?
I actually did a lot of stuff on the. I'm pretty sure I've cleared all of the Underdark, and I did it quite early because I went to the Blighted Village and then I went to the well. And in the well, there was this spider that was level 5, and I only had 3 characters which were level 2, and I couldn't beat the
Mm.
spider, so I just dodged it. And I don't remember exactly how it happened, but I found a way to the Underdark, and I just kept clearing stuff there. I cleared like the mushroom stuff, I cleared the slavers, I went to the place where you go to the Adamantine Forge, and then I went back because I cleared like most of it, but there was stuff that I had to do with the druids and stuff. So I went back and then I saved the druids. Then I did a bunch of stuff, and now I'm back at the forge. I'm pretty sure there's not much left because I have most of the map cleared. There's one thing that I haven't done, which is find this amulet to turn on the elevator. But I'm pretty sure the elevator, all it does is like, uh, it's like another entrance to the Underdark. So I'm not sure if it's
Mm.
even worth doing. But yeah,
Mm.
so I'm pretty sure. Like I don't. I'm not sure if I've rushed it. I've just uh I played a lot, I guess. I played like maybe 10 hours, 12 hours.
Mm. Okay. But yeah, next time we can talk more about it
All right.
because then I know that you got it. Yeah, but yeah, take care, man.
Yeah. See you, Gator.